name is Taylor Truckenbrod, and I would like to explain my personal brand today. My brand story is I've always been somebody who's enjoyed sports, friends, and family. My loyalty to sports has changed over the years, but I've finally found a sport that I love, that being tennis. And my friends and family, I've always been loyal and always loved them throughout my life. And I've come to the point in my life where I know what I want, and now I know that I want tennis, my friends, and my family in my life. So my core values are that I'm loyal, I'm empathetic, and I show kindness to those I love. I cherish interpersonal relationships that I have with others, and I believe that humans are social creatures and we need to make those connections with others. And I feel like if we can control anything, we can control who we are around and how we treat those who we are around. And similar, or to go off of that, my brand mantra is that I'm caring, capable, and professional. So like I said before, I care deeply about my interpersonal relationships, and I care for those I love, and I also care about what people think of me as well. And I also show that I'm capable by showing that I can overcome any obstacle, even if I question it at first. I know that I will follow through and that I'm capable of anything. Lastly, I act professional when it comes to my career and my future endeavors, because I want to show that I take things seriously and that I truly value my future and what I can become. I'll be talking about my competitive frame of reference. So I think my competitive frame of reference would stem from my passion for sport and my passion for people. Because we're in the service industry, we need to be welcoming to people and be able to converse with anyone we cross paths with in order to improve their overall experience, and I think I will be able to do that, as well as having a passion for what you're doing cannot be faked, and by having passion, it further increases the overall experience, or improves the overall experience for those who you work with and those who are coming to your place of business as well. Some primary associations that I would have is that I'm loyal and empathetic. This is similar to what I've said before, but I also I value interpersonal relationships, and I want to be known wherever I work as somebody that people can come up and talk to if they're having issues, or even if they're having a really great day and want somebody to talk to about it. I want to be that person, because being happy is essential to having a good work life and having a great overall personal life. Some secondary associations that I have are based on my geographical location, the company I work for, and the channels of distributions that I use. So currently I'm a UIUC student, and people associate that university with a lot of prestige. Successful people have come from there, and that is reflected upon me, and I want to live up to that standard, and I believe that I will. Secondly, I work at Adkins Tennis Center, and with working there, people associate me with tennis, and hopefully future employers will associate that work with tennis as gaining the necessary experience needed to be successful in the tennis industry. And lastly, I use social media. So with the use of social media, that enables people to look at my profile, anyone who has that social media platform, to look at my profile. And if I did it right, which I like to think that I did, then people will be able to see a true reflection of me, as well as how I conduct myself in person. And some of my points of parity are that I am currently getting a post-secondary education, as well as that I'm able to work well in a team. With nowadays, a college degree is almost essential to getting a great job, and especially in this type of industry. And with my college degree, I believe that I have the proper education, the proper foundation to be successful in the RST industry or the service industries in general. Secondly, My ability to work with others and be in a team would also allow me to meet the minimum requirements to be competitive in this industry, because working with you're always going to have to work with others, and by being relationship oriented in how I lead, that would be a great way to show employers that I am worthy and can handle the job at hand. Some points of difference are that I'm an RST major and also interested in a career in tennis. The RST industry is not as common as one would think, and it perfectly aligns with sports. Our foundation is in sports, recreation, sports, and tourism, but our foundation is built in the services industry, and with my education in RST, I believe that I would provide a unique perspective that wouldn't be given, or you wouldn't get from every other student. Secondly, my career, or my desire to work in tennis, would also provide a point of difference, because not many people that I know at UIUC go into tennis, and it's nowhere near as popular as the traditional sports such as baseball, basketball, football. And by going into tennis and working in tennis right now, it shows that I have the proper experience to be successful in the industry. Next, I will be talking about the target market. So my target market would be large tennis organizations such as the USTA or the Lawn Tennis Association. The USTA hosts the US Open, and the Lawn Tennis Association hosts Wimbledon, and those would be the top two tournaments I would love to work for. And I'd mainly love to work in tournaments because the atmosphere is so energetic, and there are so many people around, and you get to see how people are experiencing the event based on their facial expressions, and I just love being in the action. I think that would be a great atmosphere to work in. And my brand positioning would be, I would use my experience currently right now as an employee of Adkins Tennis Center, as a player as well, and a hopeful graduate student or graduate assistant, to show that I have the necessary experience to be successful in the tennis industry. And as well, the education that I've gained from RST would also help, because we learn a lot about events, and tennis is essentially, or the tennis tournaments are essentially one large event that's centered around tennis. So thank you for listening to about my personal brand, and thank you.